Hi everyone, this is Lady T with your Gemini Egyptian messages for July 2023. This is the 18th of July, so this is actually happening more of the mid-month of July. Um, Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for your likes, shares, subscribes. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for anything that helps the channel to grow or to just, continue. Now let's go ahead and get into your energy, Gemini. You're going through a challenging time, and I say that because a lot of your cards over here that we're going to look at first are in the challenge position. Some of your cards over here are, but I get the sense more over here than anywhere else. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. The first thing here is the containing card, and I want to say that Aquarius got this, I think. So you might have Aquarius in your chart too, in the exact same place even, but basically just sort of holding back your emotions, containing those feelings that maybe perhaps you should contain or you shouldn't contain, and we'll know more as we go along. But basically, repressed emotions of some sort is what's happening at the moment. Now, what I think is interesting is that, usually when you repress emotions, that doesn't do you any good, especially if you don't have any avenue to vent those emotions. So be careful with that. Next, in the challenge position, we received three cards here. And then we'll talk about the last one on the row. The first one we have desiring. So perhaps you are desiring another person, a particular kind of situation, a romance of some sort, and you're, really thinking about this at this time, fantasizing, really daydreaming kind of stuff. Next, we have awakening. And really, this is about understanding something on a whole new level that you didn't before. And then also, no, I'm going to stick with what I just said because even that really sort of summarizes what I got from this card. So an awakening is gaining further clarity on something, understanding something in a whole new way, a profound way is what I'm getting. And then we have third party. So there perhaps this is a third party situation, and whether you're with person and there's another person involved, you're the third party. I'm not totally sure yet. But regardless, the question then becomes, why do you want to be in a third party situation? Because if it's not going to be positive for you, then why do you want to stay in that? Regardless, even if you're not the third party and you're in a relationship with someone else, why do you want to be in a third party situation is what I keep getting. Now we have the rise. And this is about the rising of the phoenix from the ashes kind of thing. This is you coming back to life, building your life back up, after going through this awakening, again, seeing things in a whole new way, moving on in your life in a whole new way as well. Now, let's go ahead and get into the next row. Also, three cards in the challenge. The first one is independence. Now, you're wanting your independence, but maybe at this time you're not able to fully stand in independence, and feel like you are having to rely on others for support at this time. Um, but this is about you gaining your independence back again, and realizing who you are to manifest the things you want in your life, for yourself, by yourself, kind of thing is what I'm getting. We've got the new birth again, rising from the ashes, as we talked about. So this is again the other aspect of the awakening. This is you've got the death part, and then you have the rebirth. Now we have higher forces next. This is getting the downloads from spirit. This is getting assistance. This is getting wisdom. This is getting insight and clarity, and just the information that you need to understand this again on a whole new level, but also to understand a lot of things on a whole new level, because you're going to need to surrender. Okay. And so this is about you surrendering to the journey, surrendering to this awakening, this transformation, this transition, so that you can understand that you're really not in control of anything, and you can't control the situation at this time because it involves other people. So you can't control other people. The only person you can attempt to control is yourself. Also, we have perspective. So this again is about that awakening and understanding something in a whole new way, and understanding yourself even more in a whole new way is what I'm getting. And standing in your dignity. Again, I can't help being drawn to that first thing that I kept saying about why would you want to be in a third party situation? You are good enough on your own. So there's no need for you to be in a third party situation. You deserve in a relationship to be all with that person and you be all to that person, and vice versa. And so this is about you taking back your power, standing in your dignity, and deciding how you want to conduct your life from this point on. Now, we'll move into the last messages here. Again, two in the challenge. The first one is protection. So this is about, your spiritual team has got you by way of a lot of things, and they are protecting you right now, but they are also allowing for the necessary transition to happen. So this is about, you understanding that even though you may not feel protected, you really are. Things could be a lot worse than they are. And it is in this transition, this transformation, and this clarity and understanding as you move forward that you're going to understand a lot more than you do right now. And then we have small steps here. So this is about taking it easy. This is about having a plan and executing that plan after you get the guidance from spirit on how to move forward, and that is going to be one step at a time. When you're in a transformation, sometimes you can't see your way because the whole goal of the transformation is to renew your spirit, it is to regenerate, it is to surrender, it is to release. And then it is also about having that deeper faith and trust and connection with spirit. So there's a lot of reasons that this is happening at this time. And also we have justice. So this is about things being handled in a just kind of way for everyone involved. And also um, you being guided on what is just in the situation and how to proceed. And I also get with this card of justice, gaining some truth, and not only about the situation, but also more so about you and the perspective that you have about you. There's something about you that allows a third party situation, because there's something in you that needs healing, is what I mean. So there's going to be some honesty and truth even within yourself about some things regarding you. Next, we have freedom, which is going to give you the freedom, the ability to uh, be free from whatever has hindered you, whatever has made you feel that you were not enough, that you needed to be tolerating a third party situation of any sort. Whether this is another romantic situation, this could be, anyone that is interfering in your relationships is third party energy. It could be a friend, family members, it doesn't matter. But when there's a third party in your relationship, it makes it very difficult to move that relationship forward because somebody in the relationship is not going to be happy with that third party. Okay, so it's not going to continue that way, so there has to be a change, right? And usually it's the people involved in the situation that say, I'm not, that's enough for me, I'm not going along with this any further. That's where the dignity comes in, of you standing in your truth about the matter and saying, you know what, I deserve better than this, right? So, this is that freedom I'm speaking to. This is about you standing in your power. This is about you coming back into the independence for you to move and do as you please, what makes you happy for your highest good, and so forth. And, as you continue to go through the transformation, because right now, in this is in the reverse. In your power, living from an empowered place, cultivating inner strength, taking your power back. And this is in the reverse because you have not done that, and that's why it falls right underneath the dignity here. So, in order for you to feel fully transformed, fully rising from the ashes as the phoenix, right? You've got to rise. You've got to stand in your power. You've got to take back your power and stand in your strength, your truth. Okay, let's go ahead and move into the Isis Oracle messages next. So the first one we have here is life restored, priestess of the phoenix. We've just talked about the phoenix rising. So this is that transformation. This is you coming up out of the ashes, renewed, stronger, standing in your truth, knowing what you want as you move forward, not allowing anyone to treat you less than the dignity you feel you deserve. But you define that, no one else. Okay. Then we have after that, if I can get the card to move here, we have the Temple of Carnelian that says entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. So again, this to me is the cocoon phase of dealing with the situation. This is about, the surrender piece, right? Because to get to the phoenix, you have to go through the fire. You have to go through the cocoon phase where you're growing again. You're getting ready for the rebirth. You're getting ready to rise, right? But all of that takes time. All of it takes perseverance. It takes strength and courage to keep going because there's going to be times when you're going to feel like giving up. Okay, it's not easy to go through this kind of transformation. Um, Next, we have stay true and be in your power. Another third message of being in your power here says Osiris and Isis, Lord and Lady of the Divine Authority. So again, I'm coming into here the balancing within you of divine masculine, divine feminine, accepting the light and the dark, accepting whatever it is that has caused you to allow a third party situation in your life in any way, shape, or form. Because when you're in your power, you know what you deserve, and you're not going to tolerate that kind of thing. You're not going to be a third party, and you're not going to be with someone who has a third party. You see what I'm saying? There's a line there. There's a respect of the relationship that need not be crossed. And so this is you standing in that power, in that strength, going through that process to come back into to who you truly are. Okay. And then the last one here, goddess of a 10,000 names, Isis, endless emanations of the priestess. This is you embodying all aspects of yourself, the integration of all of your energy that has been poured out in various areas of your life. This is the summation. This is the many personalities that we all have. We all step into different energies as we navigate through the journey because we're going to step in whatever energy is going to get us to where we need to go. Okay, you could step into the Libra energy when you need balance. You could step into the Leo energy when you need strength, and so forth. The Hermit energy when you need to gain some insight and wisdom. There's all kinds of things that you do on this journey and different energies you embody to make it through. And to me, that's what that 10,000 names speaks to. Now I'm not pulling out the book to say what these cards mean. I'm reading strictly intuitively at this point. Now we're going to move into the Anubis Oracle messages next. And we have some in the upright. I want to say, yeah, one in the reverse. So if I can pick them up here. This is very difficult to pick up. I'm not sure why. But let's see here. Let me go ahead and put these in the order they came out. So the first one we have here is Tree of Life. We have Bast, Anubis, and Osiris. And what I get here is the regeneration that's going to occur as you go through this. This is the renewal. This is the restoration phase, okay? Because the tree has many roots, but you have to allow for the process of the roots to go deep into the ground to have you come out steady on the other side, grounded on the other side, with deep enough roots that you're able to sustain the rest of the journey, the rest of the growth, and everything else that comes along through life, because this isn't going to be the only growth that you have, okay? So this is the tree of life. This is the surrounding of your spiritual family to help you grow as well, to dig deep and to plant your roots on solid ground even. Next, we're going to move into the next one is Anubis, but it's in the reverse and it says surrender. it says shaman enlightened heart. So again, you have the second surrender message here. You have one in the upright, one in the reverse. So this is about accepting the journey, about accepting the change, accepting the surrender process. Because whether you want to or not, we all surrender to spirit, right? We all surrender, because if we don't, we're going to experience the difficulties of life with our choices. Now, we can ignore anything. Sure, we can say, no, we're not going to do this thing. But we all came here with a purpose, with a journey, to get us to wherever we agreed to in the contract we signed. So if you're going to not fulfill your contract, you cannot possibly think that there is not going to be some consequences that come with that. And part of that is the uncomfortableness of the emotions that come up, because they need to be healed, the triggering and everything that happens along in the journey to help you realize that you are not in your authentic state. So the journey is about getting you back to who you were before life happened, before all of the situations were put upon you that sort of shifted who you were over time and caused you to wear the many masks, if you will. Okay, that we've all done through life, whether it's for our job, whether it's for our parents, whether it's for our loved ones, whoever it's for, we've all worn the masks to make it through this life. Next, we have alchemy, and this is about using the elements. This is about using fire to burn, water to, cool, but also to replenish. Okay, we've got earth to ground. We've got air to help us manifest and dream. We've got all of these different elements here that help us on the journey as well to alchemize the negative stuff, so we can again come back to who we truly are. We've got solar energies, again, the alchemizing into gold. So this is that transformation, the transmutation of energy, of anything that no longer serves us, so that we can stand in our power, and be the alchemical gold, and switch that negativity into the positive, into the beautiful manifestations, the peace, the joy, the balance again within us. And next we have wholeness, creation of sacred purpose, divine parents. So this is about you stepping into the purpose you came here for. And this is about understanding that your divine parents are spirit. Okay, that you have a piece of spirit in you, just like we have parts of our parents in us. We have our spiritual uh, parts as well. So this is what is speaking to me on that. And then the last one we have here is bass, which is holy longing desire. This is instinct and sensuality. Again, when we stand in our power, we are fully intuitive for one, but we are also very, very, we walk in an attitude of gratitude, in a whole new level of grace, and a whole new level of favor, and even the sensuality, because the divine feminine is now balanced within us. And so we I can't even explain what is coming through. But in that balancing of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the way we go through life is totally different than how we've gone through life. That's all I can say on that. Meaning that when you're in balance and you are walking truly as who you are meant to be, who you were before everything in life happened to you. It's that innocence, but it's also that wisdom that you've learned the lessons as you've gone through the journey, and now you carry both. And it's that beautiful balancing that happens between the sensuality and the grounded and the instinctual and the intellectual and the logical. It's just all together, and it's just this perfect synergy is what I keep getting, but I'm still not even explaining what I'm feeling. So, but it's very beautiful energy to come into this balanced state. But it is going to take the work to get there, because it's never easy to go through transformation and awakening. These are challenging times for a lot of folks, because a lot of folks are experiencing this. I get the sense that what has been will not be again. with all of the changes that everyone is going through. But this is a time that is required. It is a time of change. It is a time of renewal, restoration. It is time of paying karmic debts. It's time. Okay. Now the first one we have here is growth, and we've talked enough about that. So we know that you are definitely going through a transformative period in your life. You've got boundaries and the challenge, and that's why I said when you step into who you truly are, boundaries will not be an issue anymore because you will know your worth and you will know what you will tolerate and what you won't. So boundaries will not be a question. They are a question now because you haven't stepped into your full independence yet. You haven't stepped fully into your power yet. And so you're still on the journey with that. We've got the transmute, which we talked about, that transmutation. I don't even know that that's a word. Transmutation of energies, lower energies, things that need to be released, healing, hurts and traumas and different things of the past that have held you stuck, and hurt you repeatedly because you didn't understand what was going on, perhaps, and so therefore you had a perspective that maybe wasn't true. Okay. Next we have shadow, and this is what I'm talking about. When we have unhealed parts of ourselves, we act out of our shadow. And so we don't make the best decisions because we're looking at life through the shadow and not through the reality of how life is. We're not walking in the attitude of gratitude usually because we're too much in the shadow to see things clearly. And so we don't have the thankfulness, we don't have the gratitude at that time. And speaking of gratitude, next card out. So this is about you understanding the lesson, understanding the journey, but also being very thankful for all of it and every step of the way. Because when you step into your authenticity, you know the gift you've been given in the journey. You know the gift you've been given along the way when you understand it on a whole new level, as we started out talking about. This is jealousy, whether this is you or someone else in your life. Jealousy is again another low vibrational feeling, and emotion, and that is not a positive. That is not of love. That is not of spirit that is in you. So this is one of the emotions that you're going to be living in or dealing with and healing at this time. I don't think it's the only one though. Next, we have three cards on the challenge. We have fire, we have release, we have veiled. So to me, we have fire. We need to stand in our power. We have release. This is also the surrender card. This is the transmuting card. This is the shadow card. Okay. So releasing things of the past, healing things of the past, transmuting that energy so it does not come back anymore to create havoc in our lives. And then the veiled is the part that is not seeing the truth. It's the perspective that may need to change as you get new information, and it's usually new information about yourself, not usually somebody else that you need. So this is really having that closer relationship with spirit as you go within, to gain that further clarity, that further understanding that this journey is not about someone else. This journey is about you. Now we're going to move into our Egyptian God messages. I'll go ahead and get these. There were a couple in the challenge. I don't remember if there was any in the reverse. Nope, just a couple in the challenge. So the first one here is truth and fairness. That goes right back to the justice card here. And this is about walking in truth, and being fair, even though you may not want to be. Because when we're in lower energies, we are not thinking about fair. We are not thinking about what's right and, what's best for all. That's not how we're thinking when we are in the lower vibrations. So this is why you're being encouraged to allow for the surrender, allow for the awakening, the transformation, transmuting the energy, healing, and the growth that's happening. We've got union and power. This is union within yourself. Because before you can love another, you got to love yourself. This is the sacred union within you of divine feminine, divine masculine, light and dark, understanding that both exist within all of us. Also understanding forgiveness of yourself, even so that you can move forward and not be in this condemnation kind of mindset here. Next, we have being ordinary. So this is about appreciating the fact that life does not have to be all bells and whistles all the time. It can be calm, it can be peaceful, and usually even more joyful in those moments than with all the noise. Okay, and just living an ordinary life is just as good as living any other kind of life. And realizing that when you release wanting so many things, then you really step into a divineness of how you look at things. Your gratitude goes up monumentally. Your appreciation for the simple things that aren't complicated goes along with that as well. And we've got alchemical force. We've talked about alchemy a few times over here. Not going to cover that. That's just a confirmation. We've got hope. This is the faith. This is the hope. This is the trust and the belief as you move forward through this transformation step by step. Okay, as you reestablish your roots with the tree of life, as solidify where you are planted. Your roots aren't going to be on the surface anymore. They're going to be deep, and they're going to withstand the storms of life much better as you move forward, even. So the next two cards challenge. We have skill, we have wisdom. So this is you gaining the skills that you need, understanding the wisdom on a whole new level with the new knowledge coming in, the new understanding of who you are and how wonderful you are. Because nothing that spirit makes is terrible. We put ourselves through it because we put all of these things on ourselves, or we believe what others told us, right? So we never clear that up. We just go with it. And if you're told something long enough, you start to believe it. So we have to clear that out. We have to step back into who we are, that spirit made us to be. And then the last one here is passion. So this is about the creativity coming back. This is about the passion for life, the joy, just the fullness of life even. Now we're going to go ahead and get the last messages with the Priestess of Light deck, and we'll get some messages, and that will be it. I'm only going to shuffle this a couple of times because I did pre-shuffle this deck. Okay, one more time. Okay. Spirit, give me some messages for Gemini, please. Give me some messages for Gemini. Let them fall out completely or flip over completely. Thank you. Okay. What else, please? Okay. Last go around. Okay. Last go around. All right. And I see basic confirmation messages as well for some of the other ones that we've already talked about, which is good because that just means that the reading is lining up, in my opinion. Okay, so the first one we have here is duality, many meanings, misunderstanding. So just, a lot of people misunderstand duality, but we have to have duality. It exists around us all the time, light and dark, good versus evil, all that kind of stuff. So this is about accepting duality and understanding that it can be this and that at the same time. It doesn't have to be just black and white. It's not. There's some gray in there. And next we have healing the heart, power of self-love. Again, I said before you can love anybody else, you got to love yourself. So this is the journey back to you. This is the journey back to the unified you, the you that you were born as before life happened. Sacred gratitude, reverent appreciation, prayer. So this is about, you're going to pray. Trust me, you're going to pray when you go through this. And there's going to be times when you're going to be on your knees. You're going to be doing the snot crying. I don't care if you're a male or a female. It does not matter, because when you are going through this, the how to take one step at a time is going to be in that place when you pray, because you're going to have those times, I'm telling you from firsthand experience, where you are going to bend a knee, you are going to cry, you are going to not know what direction to go in, and that's when you get closer to spirit, because usually the dismantling in our life, the chaos in our life, is usually because we have lost touch with the side of ourselves that is the spirit within us. And so as we get further away from that, that's when we have the chaos, because we need to go home. We need to come back into union within ourselves. We've got the river of blessings, releasing constraints. Again, we started out with a containing card here. So this is, again, taking back your power. This is, not repressing those emotions and feelings anymore. This is about handling those emotions and healing those emotions and moving forward ever more so beautifully in your power. We've got guide, the illuminated path. This is your spiritual team all around you, guiding you step by step. In the reverse, we have circle of eternal joy, timelessness, dance of life. This is about cycles, but this is also, you aren't in this place yet. You're not in the gratitude place yet, because you've got some stuff you got to deal with first. You're not going to get there overnight, trust me. And then we've got balance, and that takes me right back to the tree of life here. The balance you're going to feel when you have roots strong enough to stand, and stand in your own power, in your own independence, in your own what you want to be, who you want to be, who you want to be with, because now you love yourself. And so therefore, you know what love looks like. So now that you know what love looks like, guess what? Love shows up, and it's genuine love. It's not fake love. And if fake love even attempts to come towards you, number one, you'll be in such high energy it won't matter anyway, or you'll be able to see it a mile away and you won't even go in that direction. One of the two. Now, interestingly enough, the next two are in reverse, which go with the flow, letting go, cleansing, receiving. Again, goes to surrender. You're not in the surrendering phase yet. You're still going through this. The death and rebirth in reverse. Darkness to light. Again, still in the shadow. And really probably in the resistance phase, trying not to do this. Okay. And we've all been there too. We've got Divine Mother, nurturing, compassion, and grace. This is about you allowing for this transformation, allowing for this awakening to occur, and doing so with compassion and really deep self care and love for you. Forget anybody else, because this is about your journey. And then the last one is taking the wisdom, stepping back into life fully and whole, full of love, full of joy, renewed, okay, in spirit, renewed in who you are authentically. Beautiful energy. So I do hope, Gemini, that this helps you. Much love and light, Lady T.